My name is Larry Meyer, and I'm the owner of Larry Meyer Construction Company, LLC. We're a local, primarily residential contractor that has been in business. We're going to be starting our 33rd year. Today, our topic is going to be, how do you get started on a project? Whether it's a new home, whether it's a remodel, you know, people always come in and they don't know how the process works. First of all, you got to think about why you want to remodel. What's your purpose? Okay. Do you need more space? Your family is growing. Maybe your family has shrunk. You want to turn 2 rooms into 1. Whatever the process is, but understand why you want to do the project is probably the first place to start, and then from there you're going to start the process as to who you're going to talk to. Well, my recommendation would be that you'd research a contractor. Maybe it's an interior designer or decorator, either one, to go ahead and start that process. Interior designers, of which we do have our own firm called Inner Peace Interiors, actually funnels a lot of work to us because people come to them and they're doing facial makeovers. So then the designers from Inner Peace would handle it. But then when it gets to structural issues, then they would include us on their projects, and then we work together in coordination to determine whether, you might be changing a wall, so there might be a structural issue. You might want to make a window larger, those kind of things. One of the things you can do is contact your local builders association. They'll have registered members that are members of the builders association, so I always think that's a good place to start. A lot of it really is word of mouth. We're a small community. Everybody seems to know somebody. Everybody's had a project one way or the other. Talk to them about who did their project before, what their experience was like. Commercial-wise, visibility in the community is always part of it. So I think that's kind of the process. I always love that when you get started in the process and you're well into it, and they might have taken their plan home and had it reviewed, and then they talk to this guy and that guy, and they come back with a whole new approach to it. I find that always funny because my opinion is you want to go to somebody who does it for a living, not somebody who has had a one-time experience, be that experience good or bad. So your contractor, designer, whatever it is, those are the people you should listen to, should work through the process with. Then if you're going to run it past your cousin or your uncle or the lady at work or whatever else, I guess that's all fine and dandy, but I do not put the same weight on their opinion and their experience as I do on someone who does it for a living. A lot of people, they finally get around to a remodel, and some people don't handle change very well. So it's the whole concept of that you might have somebody in your house for 4 months, 5 months, depends on what your project is, and you're going to have to live with them and the mess that's associated with it and the interruption into your daily life. So, I mean, for a lot of people, that's a huge thing, and they have trouble, I guess, grasping that concept and realizing how much that interruption is going to affect their lifestyle. So that's a big part of it. A lot of them is going to be cost. They don't really have an understanding of how much a project is going to be. And so actually that's a good part or a good starting point. Budget is always something you want to talk about up front so that you know how big this project can be. Everybody has their dream and their wish list. Usually that doesn't coincide with your pocketbook, however. So. Huge. Trust and compatibility between the two. You have to be on the same wavelength and you have to get along. Really, they're going to be your family. I mean, we've been in projects, on remodel projects that have lasted, literally years. Our job on some of them was to come and we made the coffee in the morning. So, yeah, you have to be able to get along. You have to think on the same wavelengths. Interview your builder or whoever you're going to be working with up front so that you know that you're going to be able to get along during this whole process. The process is trying on nerves and patience anyway. If you throw in a conflict issue that's right off the bat, that you see it happening, and you're willing to trade that in, let's say, for maybe saving a few dollars or whatever else, by the time that project is done, I think you'll have regretted that decision. People always ask that. They come in and we're thinking about a remodel, and we went down and we love this. Let's call it this tub. Because they're going to remodel their bathroom, and we love this sink, and they like this and they like that. Well, the problem they have with it is you don't know A, if that stuff's going to work. Okay. B, you don't know for sure at that point in time whether that bathroom is going to stay as it is now. You might be moving that tub location to someplace else before it's all said and done. So really, the design should go first, and then once that is solidified, then your product selection should follow, because then you'll know what to pick. I always advise people, don't get your heart set on something before you know that it's going to work. We've been through that already, and you go through a whole design process and you try to make some product that they've picked work, and you fight it through the whole process. And then after you've went through all that, then finally, after several conversations, they finally go, that really isn't going to work, is it? And then you go, no, there's a better way to do it. So we always advise getting the space defined, and then work on the product that's going to fill that space.